Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful sort of day in April. If you live in Colorado, you have no clue whether we're going to have snow or sun today or any day, it seems like. But there is a place that's been around for I remember it for years, not my person I'm interviewing. He doesn't look old enough. The Table Mountain Inn has been in Golden, Colorado for quite a while. And Michael Erickson is the chef there. I was there just recently and wanted to talk to you. Michael, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Okay, I don't know you, so tell me about you, Michael Erickson.
So yeah, I'm from Georgia originally, South Georgia. Kind of grew up down there, spent the majority of my life down there. Good 28 years before I moved out of Georgia into Colorado. Grew up there, grandparents pretty much right across the street, family all around, and spent my whole life there and went to culinary school in Atlanta and then moved out here in 2015 with my wife. And at the time we had one of our boys, and since then we've added one more. They're 7 and 4. And then yeah, just kind of moved out here and started working around in Colorado. And yeah, I love it out here. It's great. The mountains, the weather, just everything.
Perfect place to raise kids, too.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
so did you come here knowing you were going to go to Table Mountain Inn or just because?
No, I moved out here. Just my wife was raised in Colorado.
Oh,
So we moved out here to kind of get closer to her family, and I was ready to kind of get out of the South. I don't do well with humidity and heat. So just coming out here and the weather and everything. And so we just kind of want to change the scenery, really, kind of get back to her roots. And I love it out here. I love the outdoors, the mountains, the camping, all
so
that.
did you work other places?
Yeah, so I kind of worked around a little bit. I've actually worked at the Boulderado for about a little over 2 years, which is kind of our sister hotel, basically.
Right, Frank Day.
Um, and then I worked down at the Sheridan, the big convention Sheridan downtown, for about a year, and then kind of left there and jumped over here to Table Mountain Inn in right at the beginning of 2020.
Oh,
So
you
pretty
got
much
there
right
in
before
time
COVID.
for COVID.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's a great time to join any place. Well,
yeah.
Table Mountain Inn is the hotel. It has been there for quite a while, I think.
Yeah, I actually went down a rabbit hole recently. Our front desk manager worked for, I believe it's Visit Golden. Um, and he super on all the history of the hotel. And so I kind of spent about an hour just researching that, looking at old pictures of Washington and just seeing how it's kind of changed, but you can really see some of the stuff that was there back in the 40s and 50s, and kind of seeing what the hotel kind of looked like before it was the hotel.
Oh, okay, because it hasn't been, it's been there quite a while,
Yeah,
but not that long.
yeah, because I think they didn't start building the third, fourth, and fifth floors until the 90s or something.
Yeah. I
But
know it's been here a while because I know Frank Day and we used to go out there when Golden was smaller than it is now.
yeah,
Main Street still, it's really fun and it reminds me of Washington. Just
right.
reminded me of old times too. You have this great patio and a Santa Fe like exterior.
Yeah, absolutely. All the stucco and everything, just to really give it that real Southwestern vibe. And it's really nice because it fits in with the big mesas and Table Mountain that you can kind of see from the hotel and everything. So it's very eclectic, very, very nice.
Well, okay, all that's great, but I think you and I talk about food more than anything.
Yeah.
So tell me about the food there and why you chose it. Well, it is Southwestern Mexican.
Yeah, absolutely. So the influence is Santa Fe. Like that's what kind of Frank and Gina like really want, with kind of what we're doing, they love Santa Fe. They vacation down there, multiple times a year. And they just kind of wanted their little piece of Santa Fe here. And so that's really kind of what we try to influence. But when you think of Santa Fe and New Mexico and the Southwest, it's a very tight circle. So it's kind of hard, me coming from the South, and I'm very influenced by heritage and just the past, and you're just really celebrating your roots basically. And so when you kind of think of Santa Fe, it's such a small circle, it's hard to really just kind of have such a broad outlook on it when it's very small. So we kind of expand a little bit into thinking about like what influenced Santa Fe, so that then we can open it up a little bit more. So we have some things that come from Spain, which is the Spaniards coming over and settling in Santa Fe and New Mexico and stuff like that. We have things from Mexico, the different regions, from Baja, from Veracruz, central Mexico, and we even go down into South America a little bit, and do some things with El Salvador and Argentina and Brazil. So we just kind of bounce around and just kind of find all these things throughout South America, Latin America, to really just kind of help us, inspire us to kind of do some cool, fun things on the menu.
Right. Well, we found the menu very enticing and terrific. Plus, everything we ate was very good. Great service as well. Our waiter was adorable because we would ask him amongst things what he liked, and we discussed it. So tell me about some of your favorite things on the menu to give our viewers an idea.
Yeah, so I guess I'll kind of start off a little different with kind of my favorites that aren't the traditional cantina favorite kind of things. But
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
yeah, our pollo asado I think is really good. Traditionally, pollo asado is marinated 24 hours in this really nice blend of spices and stuff, and then nice citrus and everything, and then it's cooked over charcoal fire. Obviously, we don't have charcoal, so we try to find different ways to kind of give the same end result, with doing things in the middle. So we cold smoke it in our smoker in the back for an hour to kind of get that, smoky flavor to it. And then it's still raw, so we can get a really nice, good sear on it when we cook it. So from there, after the marinade and the smoke, we throw it on the grill, skin side down, and we just get a really good kind of char on the skin, which is again very, very normal for that pollo asado to have that charcoal, like intense kind of char on the skin. And then, basically just kind of finish it in the oven. But that I think is one of my favorite dishes we have. It's a red bird chicken as well. So local Colorado chicken. It's a half chicken, a really good size.
Oh, your portions are lovely size.
Yeah, they're, again, being from the South, I like to give people enough food, So one of the things for me is going to a restaurant and just still leaving hungry,
And
I'd rather
that's not
leave with
too
a
much.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I leave hungry, you're really in trouble because I'm not.
Yeah.
So a couple of more favorites.
Yeah, so the short rib for me is another really good one. Coffee is a huge thing kind of throughout South America. So we cure the short ribs in salt, sugar, and coffee. And so we cure that for 2 days to just really kind of bring in that flavor into the short ribs. And then we braise it in a little bit of coffee and then Dr. Pepper. And then
very southern.
yeah. And then just, chicken stock and stuff, or actually, I guess beef stock. And then, so we braise that, and it comes out really nice, super rich. We take the sauce, reduce that down, and then it gets this mushroom conserva, which down in the South, again, preservation is very big. So it's just kind of an interesting way of preserving an item. A conserva is kind of like a pickle, but you add oil into it as well. So you get this balance of the acidity of a pickle, but then you have the richness and the fat from the olive oil that we add into it. So it's this really nice blend of acid that comes through the dish as well. So it kind of cuts through that richness of the short rib. I think those two are probably my favorite when it comes to just something kind of off the wall and different, not your normal
And
enchiladas or
I
your,
actually had the salmon, and it was
oh
delicious as well. I mean,
yeah,
it sounds like you are being, well, from what I ate as well, very creative, as opposed to saying, yep, it's a Mexican joint. Let's just throw this out.
yeah. And again, that keys into the that expanding into kind of more of South America. The salmon dish has elements of Mexico. The Veracruz sauce is
Oh,
from
that's
Veracruz,
what
Mexico, right on
interesting.
the coast. And it's just this really very Mediterranean influenced sauce. There's capers and olives and tomatoes, and it's just raisins are even in it. Like it's very Mediterranean, but from right there in Veracruz in Mexico, and then the arroz chaufa is a fried rice. I believe it's
It
from
was
Argentina.
delicious.
But again, Argentina has a huge kind of Asian influence that kind of comes through Argentina. So they have this fried rice, and we add in rainbow cauliflower and corn into it,
It
again
was
to kind of,
delicious.
yeah, to kind of just
It,
bring
well,
it to, Mexican a little bit,
it
really.
sounds like you're really doing your homework. Plus, we did also have tacos and enchiladas,
Yeah.
things like that, which a lot of people, which including me, adore.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the enchiladas were just really excellent as well.
Yeah. And they're, just again, it's a staple. We've been doing enchiladas here for ever, really. And it's really nice kind of the we have two different ways of doing it. We have the barbacoa, which is in a red chili corn tortilla. So, you get a little bit of spice to it, but not overwhelming at all. The barbacoa is just a really good braise. We braise it for about 6 hours.
Oh, wow.
And then the chicken has a blue corn tortilla. So again, just kind of a little pop on the plate, little different colors. But yeah, all really, really good enchiladas, red sauce made in house with guajillos and that we get in weekly, and sometimes they're hot, sometimes they're not, so
That happens with
just
any of
yeah, exactly. So I mean, sometimes jalapenos you get in, and they taste like bell peppers sometimes, and then sometimes they taste like a habanero. It's just
them.
crazy the difference in your peppers sometimes. But
Well, it sounds like you must have a very creative or staff working for you because you have certainly done your homework and
yeah,
brought the cuisine there to a totally different high new level. I mean,
yeah,
it's much more fun. It's worth going to Golden just to go eat there.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, our staff is great. I pull a lot from them as well. One of my new sous chefs that I just kind of brought on about a month ago. He's from Argentina, so
Oh,
we I'm really kind of leaning on him a lot. Down in Argentina, it's a lot about meat.
yeah.
So
Let me tell you, it's a lot about meat.
yeah, so our sauces, our braises, our marinades, like I'm really leaning on him, like help me make this better. Like I do my research because again, being from the South and caring about the heritage and what you put into food, like I want to do it justice, not really having done this before. I've
Well,
never really
you
cooked
are.
a Hispanic cuisine.
So you started when things were really off and
Yeah,
you pulled everything together. And you have Taco Tuesday. We were happened to be there on a Tuesday. The patio was hanging out into the main way into the street.
yeah,
It was a beautiful day besides.
right.
I mean, you've just done a great job. Do you do more than just dinner?
Yeah, so we do brunch 7 days a week,
Oh,
which is
really?
kind of nice, like the to get out of the whole breakfast, lunch, dinner thing, just offering brunch. We have a really nice brunch menu. It's kind of the one thing that I haven't messed with too much. Like I feel like I fell into the pattern that I needed for brunch, and it's kind of the one things that we just kind of change and adapt as we go, but nothing too crazy for brunch. But it's just a really nice brunch menu, super broad, a lot of lunch items, sandwiches. We got a hash, we have 4 different Benedicts, 4 omelets.
Oh, I'm getting very hungry.
I know, right? Our French toast is I think so good. We get a local brioche from the Grateful Bread Company right here in Golden.
They're
Just
wonderful.
a solid brioche with the butter and the eggs, like just a real brioche. And then we do a tres leches soak on it. So we
Okay.
have 3 milks that go into it. So it's like a tres leches cake, but it's French toast. And then we have the cherries. We do a cherry compote that goes on top to mimic the maraschinos that go with the tres leches cake. And so it's just a really solid French toast. Our cinnamon roll pancakes are really good.
Oh,
They've kind of been a staple on the menu.
well,
Since
you got me with eggs. Anything egg I eat. So
yeah.
holidays, no matter what, you are open.
Yeah, we are open 365. Our hours might fluctuate a little bit on the holidays, but for the most part, we got Mother's Day coming up. We're open at 7. We do brunch until 2. We have a little tiny bit of a shutdown from 2 to 3 just to get our flip in so that we can get ready for the dinner service. And then we open back up at 3. And
I
we pretty
assume
much
you have to take your wife out a different day for Mother's Day.
yeah. I normally try to get up and make her breakfast before I come in. We studied abroad in Italy, and we met there through school.
Oh, what
So
wonderful story.
yeah, so like the European flair for us is pretty big. So I always make her a traditional English breakfast on Mother's Day with the
Oh,
mushrooms and the
oh, that's,
ham or the bacon and everything.
oh, that warms my heart.
Yeah.
So it's just all summer, come and play all the time.
Yeah. Golden is crazy in the summer. We normally try to extend our hours during the summer a little bit to stay open later. Um, but yeah, right now I think we're open till 10 o'clock weekdays, 11 o'clock Friday and Saturday.
That's pretty late.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Golden, it's kind of during the summer, it's busy, a lot of
It's still,
weddings happening, and so you have a lot of wedding parties come back to the hotel and want to still drink at the bar after the wedding and stuff. Um, but yeah, summers are fun. Lots of people come through Golden.
and they did have great wine and beer and drinks, cocktails as well for anybody listening. Well, before we go, do you happen to know details? You just gave us your hours. You're open all the time.
Yeah.
It's TableMountainInn.com.
Yes.
Okay. Do you happen to know I don't, your address and phone number?
The address is 1310 Washington Avenue in Golden, Colorado. I actually happen to have the phone number right here.
Yeah, you.
It's going to be 303-277-9898.
On that, does it have the webpage too?
Yeah, let me grab that real quick.
Because you do take reservations. I know that.
Yeah, so the website for the hotel is exactly what you said, is TableMountainInn.com. And then on that web page on the top bar is dining, and then you can click dining and get to the cantina website. And then you can book reservations through Open Table. So you can just go to Open Table and search Table Mountain Grill and Cantina on Open Table, and it'll pop up for us, and then you can book your reservations and for Mother's Day and Easter, next year, obviously for Easter, but all the holidays we open up
Anytime,
about,
right?
yeah,
Well,
we open up about 2 months, month and a half before the holiday to book the reservations for the holidays. But
oh, sure.
yeah,
Well, honestly, I planned on coming back because we had a great time anyway. But now I really want to come back and meet you as well because I did
awesome.
not, it was your day off and we just had a ball without you.
Gotcha.
But you are a delight. I am so thrilled to hear about all the things that you're doing. It just, I enjoyed a lot of it, but you just your personality makes me understand how much thought you've put into it, even though we could see it. So
Cool.
it
I
is a
appreciate
treat
that.
to meet you. And for
You too.
anybody listening, please like and subscribe to the Gabb, Gabb, on YouTube. And you will find this on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. And I'll be watching, but more than that, I look so forward to coming back and meeting you soon.
Cool.
Thanks, Michael, for taking the time. You are a delight, and so is Table Mountain Inn.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. And tell Frank and Gina hi. I've only known them for about 150 years.
Absolutely, will do.
All right. Thank you. Much love. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.